I like to think he broke out of the first prison, but they caught him. They put him in a stronger prison. He's like,
isn't that the show?
It's the show.
That's the show.
shit.
Yeah, they put him in a stronger prison.
Damn. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
Nah, it's the Joystick Show. It's episode 248. 9?
Yeah, I didn't even. I thought it was like
248. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's 248. We'll say 248, and then if it's wrong, I'll say 249, and then I have an audio clip of me saying it. We can splice it over. It's perfectly fine.
It fits.
It's hot as fucking balls down here.
Yeah, like what the fuck is that about?
I'm like fighting to do this podcast right now. I got some like coolant going on, but we're still gonna make it work.
We need a compilation of just things that were on your head during the podcast.
Yeah.
There's quite a few. Yeah.
EEG machines, Kermit the Frog masks, fucking this.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. This feels incredible right now. Holy shit. But before we get into anything, if you'd like to support us, go ahead and subscribe to Team Joystick. Feel free to like this episode of the Joystick Show.
Press that button.
And it's gonna be a solid one. Yeah, we have I'm in a really good spot right now. We have tons to talk about. Honestly, the first thing I want to talk about is a movie that is sweeping, I was gonna say the nation, but I feel like this movie is sweeping a lot of nations right now all over the world. Yeah. But we got to talk about it because it's like it's one of the biggest movies to come out this year, arguably, right? And that is, of course,
Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Smurfs. Yes, the new Smurfs with Rihanna as Smurfette. That's what I'm here to talk. No, I'm here to talk about Superman. Woo! Me and Jerry went to go watch it last week. It was a hoot and a holler. It's
quite a movie.
Pretty good movie. I'm gonna opt not to spoil it, because I'm going to go ahead and figure Dylan will get around to watching this movie at some point.
Eventually, maybe, sort of.
But I also don't really feel like there's much to spoil. Like, in a weird way.
Kind of, yeah.
Like, I'll get to my ranking at the end, and spoiler alert, it's a high ranking. But at the end of the day, it's like... It's a Superman movie. You kind of know what you're going to get, right? It's kind of like, he's going to fight a big threat, and he's going to have to work for it. He's going to do some crazy shit. Like, that's... you're if you're going in expecting a Superman movie, nothing's going to be crazy transcendent here, so, yeah. That being said, I fucking loved it. I'm a giant Superman fan, honestly, as everybody knows. Before I even get into like the nitty-gritty stuff of the movie itself, I said it right after the movie ended, I feel like we're finally at a point where Marvel has some serious competition. Like, if James Gunn plays his cards right, obviously he directed Superman, but he is acting under the kind of the Kevin Feige executive producer role for DC. So he is in charge of
everything,
rolling out the shows and stuff like that. If he plays his cards right, I really do think that DC has a movie franchise that can finally rival what Marvel has been doing with the MCU. That also being said, Superman's fucking awesome. It's dope. I love the character a lot, and before I get to my ranking, I really do want to stress two things. One, I try to rate movies for what they are, right?
Okay.
And then two, I am a giant Superman fan, so I'm trying to take my biases aside, even though that's very hard to do considering I know so much about the character. So that being said, I feel like the only way I could really rank this movie is as a Superman movie.
Like against the other Supermans?
Yeah. And for that, it's a 10 out of 10. Like, this is what Superman is supposed to be.
Well,
like,
I would say, like, I remember, like, not from, like, just, like, pop culture in general, that, like, I feel like after the original Superman movies from back in the day, that Superman was, like, the clowned-on superhero a little bit. Like, you had good Batman movies all the time. You had the Spider-Mans that came out in the 2000s. You had Dark Knight. Yeah. All these other superheroes had all these movies. You had the MCU pop-off. But then it was like Superman never really got his due. I know Man of Steel people liked, but like they didn't, like, you know.
Yeah,
there wasn't like a Superman movie.
And to give credit, like Man of Steel and Cavill Superman in general was like a really faithful portrayal of the character too. But it was just also caught in that whole Snyderverse web of just like uncertainty where people were leaving, the movies never got finished, then he had to go put out Justice League on Netflix on his own accord. We got the 4-hour version. But long story short, like, it feels like now we finally have the start to a cohesive overlying DC storyline.
Yeah.
And as far as Superman goes, I really think we got ourselves a cool Superman. I'm really impressed with not just David Corn Sweat Superman, but I feel like everybody kind of nailed their role really good. A question for you: what was your opinion of Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor?
I liked Nicholas Holt as the Beast. So when I saw that he was doing Lex Luthor, I was like, oh shit, like, he's probably gonna do a good job. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I like it because like the best way I can describe it is like it's a version of Lex Luthor I've never seen before, but it's like a rage baity Lex Luthor.
Right. He's like angry.
He's like, he even has snarky comments. He says it under his
like
breath.
An angry troll kind
literally,
of.
And like Superman's like, what did you say? He's like, I was fucking saying. Like he does that.
That's
you know
amazing.
what I mean? He feels very much like the toddler who didn't get his way, but like obviously giant, super smart billionaire.
I feel like those type of villains kind of work better. Like a madman, or just kind of like a guy who's like witty and like kind of off the cuff, as opposed to like this like super villain like doctor in a cave or whatever, you know, like Doctor Doom-esque vibes. Like I like the idea of him being a little more like, you know, nuanced.
I thought Rachel Brosnahan was a great Lois Lane. Very, very faithful to not just the comics, but also the animated adaptations of the character as well, which I will stress. James Gunn apparently took a lot of reference from like the cartoons, like Superman the Animated Series and Justice League Unlimited and stuff like that. So that's pretty fucking sick. And yeah, David Corn Sweat plays a pretty faithful Superman as well. Last thing I'll say is the movie's pretty littered with lots of other cool DC characters. We get like Hawkgirl, and these aren't really spoilers because these have been in the trailer, but we get to see Hawkgirl, we get to see Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. I think this is the very first live action adaptation of Mr. Terrific, who's badass in the comics.
Yeah,
and
never heard of this character.
pretty fucking badass on screen as well. He's supposed to be the smartest man in the world, basically. And it sounds weird, right?
No,
but it translates very, very well. And last but not least, probably in my opinion, one of the most sleeper characters in the movie, but underrated in comics in my opinion, Metamorpho. Guy was he looked so sick in the movie. A lot of
I don't even know who went. I don't even know who this is.
There was a bunch of characters that I was just like, oh, these guys are kind of sick.
He's a character who has the ability to change his body into like any element, so long as he knows how to do it. So he, like in the comics, it's very like campy. It's like, oh, I can turn into wood. It's a very like Kevin Levin, like he jokes around from Ben 10. But you know, some interpretations like the movie take a more scientific approach where it's like he can create like a mini star, he can create kryptonite and shit like that. So it is pretty fucking cool. And last thing I'll say about that is his makeup and prosthetics. That was all like actual physical applications. There wasn't really CGI done with it. So it was really impressive how he ended up looking in the end result. So yeah, just shout out. It's a really fun movie. I really like James Gunn's direction. I like the tone of the film. I will say I hope that the rest of the DC movies don't follow the same tone, because then they'll kind of be falling into that infamous Marvel trap. But I think it's a solid start, and I'm really excited to see what comes next. Also, shout outs. Totally forgot to shout out the homie Crypto the Super Dog. Fuck,
that was the star of the movie.
He is a super dog. Yeah, fucking awesome. But yeah, it's a great movie. Lots of little surprises to go see. Trust me, I probably spoiled 10% of the film. There's tons more to it. I think it's probably the movie of the summer.
Okay.
I'm going to hold this. This has been my opinion and my theory for a while now. I don't think Fantastic Four is going to be nearly as good. I actually think it's going to be kind of a mid-tier movie, but we'll see maybe next week. And yeah, 10 out of 10. Love me some Superman.
Nice. I want to see it now.
Yeah, you have to, man. You have to.
It was good. Very, very different from like I don't know, like Man of Steel is like more gritty, right? Like even like just like the colors is just dark.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I was on Twitter earlier, and I was hold on, we'll get it.
We'll bounce.
We'll figure it out. No, I was on Twitter earlier, and there was a guy who was like making that point where he actually showed how I think it might have been the same year, or at the very least the same time period, where Man of Steel and the Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan Fantastic Four movie came out, kind of like that same time period. And it was like a direct comparison to this year's Superman and Fantastic Four, where in those movies it's like super, super dark. The colors and everything is really like, what's the word? Low key.
Yeah.
And then now we have really bright colors, high key lighting. Things look more bright. And he was trying to make the point where, to be fair, he's not fully wrong, how a lot of it is politically driven in the climate of how things are looking. So obviously now that we're in kind of an unsure time, media is going to start looking a lot brighter and more optimistic and stuff like that. But it's just like the interesting psychological part of that observation. Can't say you don't learn shit here, pal.
Lighting of the times.
That's right.
They call that the zeitgeist lighting.
The light guys.
No, they call it the vibes.
The vibes. Yeah. What's the vibe ratio on your movie? Is it high vibes or low vibes?
That should be my actual ranking. What's the vibe ratio? Yeah. Dylan, what's your vibe ratio?
I got an infinite vibe ratio.
Yeah.
And I want to talk a little bit about. I feel like we all have gifts on this channel. You know, we all have a little.
Things that we bring.
We're destined to do certain things. No, but like Jerry's really good at like one-liners. Joey explains everything. We're toddlers, but it fucking works, right?
What do?
You're really good at review. Obviously, you're the fucking review guy, right?
Okay, cool.
You got the movies, right? You got fucking TV shows that
sets
come
up
out
the
on
narrative
Disney Plus.
around the.
Exactly. I review TV shows that came out 2 decades ago.
Yeah.
So I will be
TV shows that you got one person on this.
That's fucking right. I did. Yes. So I got so hyped during this show because I'm up to like midway through season 2, and I remembered that season 2 through 4 is like the fucking goated Lost.
Hold on, can I just cut you off for 1 second?
Okay.
First off, sometimes I forget how long we've been doing this podcast, but this is giving me flashbacks to like 3 years ago, where for like 6 episodes straight, you just came on and talked about MasterChef.
That's fucking right, I did. And guess what? Me and Jose would hang out and watch MasterChef. We watched MasterChef. We had a moment.
This is like the 4th episode. Dylan is bringing up Lost.
I'm not kidding. We started watching other countries' MasterChef.
I know.
We watched India. We watched the Canada one.
He knows like about them, and he shows them to me. He's like, no, you gotta watch this
Jose
version.
always shows Jose. Jose always talks about the Filipino chef with the blue hair.
The blue hair, yeah.
Fucking fish, bro.
He's like, yo, this guy makes Gordon Ramsay look like a pussy.
But basically now in my life, I have like different designations for TV shows, right? Like I need TV shows that go on in the background. I need whatever. Lost is the show I watch half asleep with my fiance on the couch. If I watch a show at home, I'd be popping off. I would be like glued to the television. I'd be cheering, crying, all the emotions. But I'm just rewatching the show, so I'm just kind of leaning back watching it. But I don't know what the fucking show is to this day. Like I don't know what genre it is. Yeah. Like I can't really like.
It's almost like a Survivor, but like more scripted. You know?
Yeah,
It's weird.
Yeah,
it's like because it's like a survival show. You know, they're on an island.
It's a survival horror, but then you have all of these other elements of like comedy, drama, action.
You're never getting me to watch
this show. Why?
I hate the concept.
What
I
do
really
you
do.
Okay, I know that's fine. I'm never gonna like.
You want to know some sad shit?
Yeah, what?
I think this says more about me and how just like fucking cynical I was as a child. But I remember like seeing the trailer of Lost when it came out when we were like what 7.
8,
some shit like that.
Yeah, we were really young.
And you know the whole spiel's like the plane falls and on the island. And 7 me was like, how far could they stretch that out? Really? Like,
well, that's the thing.
Well, how long did they stretch Prison Break?
Yeah, Prison Break's the one.
I was like, after the first
Prison Break's the one.
After the first
that's
season, they're gonna be done with prisons.
Jerry, it takes a long time to break out of prison. Okay,
they got another.
Yeah, Bobby. Okay, Bobby. Imagine if that prison was on a supernatural island. You ain't getting off that shit.
I like to think he broke out of the first prison, but they caught him. They put him in a stronger prison. He's like,
isn't that the show?
It's the show.
That's the show. Shit. Yeah, they put him in a stronger prison.
Damn, crazy.
So, not like the island like in Lost. They put him on a stronger island.
I'm sorry, and I don't. Maybe I'm not sorry. These sound like stupid shows. Like
Prison Break is actually stupid. I will say Prison Break is stupid. It really.
But
is.
you have to keep watching it. You know,
but I think it gives so much creative freedom to the show being every genre, because I was looking it up and every episode is directed by a different person and they bring on whoever's like good at that shit. Like if they're doing like a law episode, they bring in like a Law and Order director. They bring like really like, and I think like there was an episode in season 2 with like there's like a whole police scene and they brought in like a police director. Like I don't know how they did it, But every season has like a different like tone. So season 1 is the season of drama by far. Season 1 is the most dramatic shit it's a soap opera at points. It's like really dramatic. But season 2 is the season of suspense. Season 2 is like it is almost a joke. Like, Bobby, you would actually not like season 2 probably because it's like literally everything has like this underlying tension. There's like 5 manhunt, like cat and mouse chases at once. Every episode has a ticking clock in it. There's a fucking ticking clock, and you're just like, the characters are fighting, and you say in the background. You're like, why am this shouldn't be fucking so stressful. But I was thinking about if I had to like compare like director or like some type of influence, because I really don't know what the influence would be. I know you said Survivor, but like Lord of the Flies, Castaway, like island type material. But I want to say that there is some Tarantino influence in Lost, especially in season 2, because everyone's got fucking guns. like the amount of Mexican standoffs that happen in this show is like ridiculous. Like every episode, everyone's just aiming guns at each other. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Even in season 1, dude.
Yeah, even in season 1, you're like, where the fuck did all these guns come from? But it's like you have the non-linear plot storytelling. You have like the ensemble cast. You have like a bunch of dialogue that leads fucking nowhere. Like the characters will just start talking about a random movie for like 10 minutes in the show, but it's character development, right? But fucking yeah, man, fucking Lost. Cool. I'll end it at that. But wait, no, I do have one more thing. I get recommended video essays on Lost now, but I can't watch them yet because I'm not up to that section yet.
Yeah.
So now I gotta fucking wait to watch the video essays, but they're all getting recommended to me now because I was watching like where the actors are now or whatever. So I guess the algorithm just caught on. But I was looking, and you know, the show kind of goes off the rails at the end. Not to spoil anything, but the show gets a lot more sci-fi, supernatural, and I was doing some research on why that was, and in between season 5 and the final season, there was a writer's strike.
Oh yeah.
So
the big one.
They literally had to close the show and fill in all of these plot holes that they opened with a brand new team of writers, and then like maybe 1 or 2 of the same people at the front line. So the show gets fucking whack. It turns into like a Family Guy multiverses type situation. So I'm not looking forward to it, but I am curious because it's about the fucking journey. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fire. Well, sounds like it would get me lost.
It
so
would.
Bobby's joke of
Bobby's
the week.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try. We had a barbecue.
We did.
We did. Did you guys have a good time? I hope so.
It was nice. It was nice. I feel like we lost our chance to have some good trivia, you know, but
like at the barbecue.
Yeah, but then we ended
I was so hold on but shut up because it's part of my fucking thing. It's funny Dylan brings it up because I was considering it. I was like, oh, maybe we'll do like a trivia tournament. That'd be something cool. And I was like, yeah, nah, maybe for game night we'll do something like that.
Yeah, that's a game night.
It's more of a.
This was a barbecue.
Yeah, you know, but then we played some beer pong, and in a stunning moment, I actually beat Dylan, which was really
I was
great for me. I beat everybody I played yesterday. I was really happy about that. But Dylan got some payback in a new game that we've discovered that Jerry is great at. What? And I'm talking about cornhole.
Oh yeah, I'm the best, dude.
Yeah, Jerry's the MVP.
MVP,
legit,
bro. You didn't see me at the end, clutch.
Yeah, 100%. Actually, to be fair, Jerry made one shot, and it was the most important shot. Yeah. That's how it happens all the time. So not in Jerry's case, but in the sports narrative, you know. Right. So he's like, "Here's the rookie," and he did what he needed to do. Yeah. So, but yeah, you know, I had a good time. We drank some really strong ass nutcrackers. Oh yeah. If you could believe it or not, those were just straight alcohol at one point. And Mildred was like, I think we're good to go. We can just freeze them. And I was like, no, it tastes like death.
Right, the Dominican in her.
And then I was like, maybe we should add something sweet. And I learned how to make simple sugar. And that was my little contribution to that. But those were delicious. They got me absolutely floored. I woke up hungover this morning. I don't know. The older I get, the better I feel like I am at handling hangovers. So my hangover this morning was I woke up at probably like 8 or 9, and I was just like in bed like ugh, and I was like Like, I didn't feel sick, like stomach sick. I just felt uncomfortable, like unsettled. And I was like, ugh.
You were both hot and cold.
Yeah, I was like, I don't like this. Ugh. And then I just kind of closed my eyes, and then 4 hours passed. Then I woke up at 12, and I was like, all right, we're good. And I just got up. We're fine. I mean, now I feel like I'm sweating everything out, but fucking...
Sleep is the cure.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. Sleep and drinking like a gallon of water before I went to sleep.
Yeah, word.
Got to make sure you hydrate. But I am glad you guys came. It was a fun time. It was a lot of planning. And thank you to Marianti for those delicious ass cookies, because I'm still eating them. They're upstairs if you want more. They're amazing. Yeah. Caramel centered, pretzel, chocolate chip. Come on.
Goes crazy.
Goes fire. But yeah, shout outs. Another thing I wanted to talk about is how the barbecue almost didn't get planned because of an addiction that I've had. I have been streaming again.
Oh, I know you're talking about
on El Twitcho, and I have been streaming the Tony Hawk series in preparation for the newest release, Tony Hawk's 3 and 4 remaster, which came out Friday. Spoiler alert: I have not bought it yet. Reason for that is because due to a lot of reasons, also one of them being this podcast, because part of the week involves me having to edit the podcast, so there's a lot of time where that's get devoted to that, where I can't stream and stuff. I wasn't able to fully get through all 9 games like I wanted to, but I did get through 8 and change, so it's not too shabby. And all that to say, I just wanted to share my official ranking of the Tony Hawk series, because it's a polarizing game. It's a game that I care deeply about, and I need to share my thoughts. Real quick, has any of you guys ever played a Tony Hawk game before?
I played like the old ones on emulator. I played like
maybe
2 or
1
3.
or 2.
You guys don't know what you're missing, man. All right, so worst game in the series by far is gonna be Project 8.
Yeah, I knew that.
It's like the second to last in terms of the official Pro Skater games, but considering it's so late in the series for how terrible of a game it is, it's like, come on. You skate super fucking slow. The only way to gain speed is to grind everywhere. The game is super buggy. The character models look really weird. It's just not my cup of tea. Then I'm going to go ahead and say Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. No shade. It's just the OG. It's super floaty. It does not play like any of the others. It's, you play it to say you experienced it, and then you move on. Then I'll say Pro Skater 2, more or less the same thing, except now we have manuals, extend the combos a bit, pretty cool, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and say Proving Ground, kind of in the same boat of Project 8. It's not as bad of a game, it's just still, for as far ahead as we are with these games, you'd expect to make some good decisions. Then we're going to go ahead and go back to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, which is kind of where Neversoft took over. Oh, no, not technically. They took over in Pro Skater 4, but we'll get to that in a second. Pro Skater 3 is kind of where Tony Hawk starts to feel like what it is for the rest of the series. Pro Skater 4, Neversoft comes in, adds campaign mode, story mode, way, way better. After that, I'm going to say Tony Hawk's Underground 2. Personal favorite of mine. I think it's my favorite game, but I'm going to say it's the third best. Then American Wasteland.
Huh, really?
Yeah.
I never hear anyone talk about American
Wasteland is one of the strongest Tony Hawk games. So much so I actually played a mod called Rethawed, which was a lot of fun to play the game on. I'll get to that in a second, but the number one, I think I actually forgot how solid the game was. Underground 1, just like the best Tony Hawk game. Kind of mixes the old school and the new school. It feels like you're playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 through 4, but with that story element that the other ones kind of bring up. But yeah, that's the official rankings. And last thing I will say is that Rethawed mod was pretty cool because it allows you to play American Wasteland using an engine from a previous or even a future Tony Hawk game. So you can play it using the physics of Pro Skater 2, where everything is super floaty. You can use the physics of Thug 2, which is what I did, but ended up feeling weird, so I had to switch it back. But it's pretty cool. So that being said, Tony Hawk is great. I do want to finish all of the games on stream, which I plan to do tomorrow, Monday. So after that, I will buy the new one, even though I've heard from a lot of people that they're all just kind of very underwhelmed with it. But I expected that, so it's all good.
I saw a cool Easter egg in one of them.
What was it?
It was the SpongeBob one.
Oh, that's the new one. I haven't seen anything from that yet, but I will check it out, and I will pro skate.
Last one.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so hot. Why am I so hot? Do you have anything, Delano? Do you have anything, Gerano?
Chilling. I won't be here next week because I'm BDR.
That's right. And then Dylan won't be here. We got to figure all that out. But
yeah, that's
But anyway,
end of next month.
It is time for the jam and the yam and the bam of the week. I'm going to go ahead and start real quick because my jam has a little bit of a funny side story to it. Also, we're keeping this episode short so I don't die of heat stroke. So, I've been listening to this weird little musical thing. I had half a mind to give my jam of the week to like what I consider to be the best Tony Hawk song in a game, right? Uh-huh. But I opted not to do that because I found out recently that Cypress Hill performed with the London Symphony Orchestra. So to explain this, I think in the 90s or early 2000s, there's a Simpsons joke where I think Homer or Bart is backstage at Coachella, and like a stage manager walks up with a clipboard and calls out to all the acts that are standing around. He's like, "Did anybody order the London Symphony Orchestra? Presumably while high? I'm looking at you, Cypress Hill." And the camera cuts over and it's like Be Real and everybody in Cypress Hill, Simpsonified or whatever. They decided to perform with the Symphony Orchestra to fulfill that joke. They were like, "Yeah, we did it because, you know, in The Simpsons, they have a joke." And I was like, that's fucking hilarious. And they made some bangers. So shout outs to easily my favorite Cypress Hill song, Insane in the Brain. But the London Symphony Orchestra, it's just that version is a banger. It's great. Instead of, you know, the part that goes, it's a fucking flute, Dylan. It's a flute. The guy goes, it's great. It's awesome. So give it a shot. Oh, and what's also cool is like, it's not classy in the sense that like, it's not like they're performing in like an opera hall or anything. Like there's actually like an audience that are like singing the song. So it's very energetic despite the fact that the music is a classical orchestra. But shout outs. They also have like a really famous one they did years ago with Metallica, which is really well known. But I prefer the Cypress Hill one a little bit. But yeah, that's my jam.
Cool. My jam is Say What You Mean by No Pressure. I was originally going to choose the song No Pressure by No Pressure, but that was a yam already. Side project of the story so far. Fucking slaps. That's all.
What? That's the story so far?
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
And now guess what? They're doing music on a side project. There's no pressure.
I'm going to pick a song that I think came out today on the Travis Scott project, Jack Boys 2. But it's not a Travis Scott song. It's
Are you jacking the boys? When you jacked on the boys, you don't jack the boys.
It's a Don Toliver song on his album.
Hey, the after party guy.
Yeah. And Wallie the Sensei, and I think Future's on this, but he's not credited. It's called Can't Stop. It's a good song.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you listen to a Future song that came out back in the day,
Past.
Is he still Future?
Well, that's how you know he's like the most like groundbreaking artist. Like if you were to go back in time and show someone his music,
I
want to show you the future.
They would say, "This sounds like Future, right? It sounds like Future."
And then you'd be like, "Dude,
you have no idea, bro."
I mean, you'd expect Lil Wayne to be bigger by now, right? That's all I'm saying. 2 Chainz should have more chains. Maybe they weigh him down. I don't know. Maybe it's a neck problem issue. I don't really understand.
50 Cent should be gaining some interest.
That's a serious one. He should be at least 75 cents.
I mean, after buying vitamin water too, he should be like.
Right.
Imagine if he became like vitamin cent. He became like.
What's the inflation on that?
I mean, look, I need to sit down and legitimately watch a video essay about this. But what really grinds my fucking gears is that this guy really went out and promoted his Formula 50 vitamin water, which to this day is probably the best vitamin water flavor to ever come out, and then he went bankrupt and vitamin water was like, "Oh, we can't afford to keep Formula 50 out," and then we lost the best flavor of vitamin water we've ever had. We had it for like a year and it was gone, but I'm still upset about it, but it's fine.
Yeah, it sounds like
it's fine because we recently got the snack wrap and it was decent. I enjoyed it. It was good. Did you have it?
I did.
I've had at least like several of the company snack wraps.
No, but did you have McDonald's?
Yes, I've had the McDonald's one. I had the Burger King
shadow
one.
of its former self.
Was your ranch littered with salt and pepper? Mine's was so seasoned.
Spicy.
Well, they pepper the tenders too, like the McCrispy. That you get to see like the pepper on it.
Gotcha.
So I think they just did that to the wrap too.
Nice. Didn't expect us to close with the chicken wrap conversation, huh?
Comment down below what your favorite snack wrap
fast
is.
Food wrap.
Mine is where me and Bobby went to high school, because for some reason those tenders were phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't know where Malloy got their fucking vendorship for.
And so
cafeteria
the wrap
food?
that they would make with the tenders in the wrap, I'm going with that one.
Shit was like absolutely insane. Like I tell people that all the time. I'm like, I don't care where you went to high school. I don't care if you got to fucking leave 2 hours after you went there. The food at my high school was ridiculously good, and it made no sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but shout outs. Thanks for watching. Look, it melted. That's how far we made it through. Time has passed. Mm-hmm. Lil Wayne is not little anymore.
And now you have to drink it.
No,
what raspberry?
It's goop. What do you mean?
It's a cool gel pack.
It's
100% natural blue raspberry.
I mean, this looks like one of those forbidden snacks. Anyway, my brain is literally everywhere right now. It's like fighting for survival. It's like you need to go sit in front of a fan. But speaking of fans, if you're a fan of this podcast, go ahead and like this episode and subscribe to Team Joystick. And you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Ending this episode of the Joystick Show, ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Ortega.
Back on this bullshit. Pop shove it. Let's go.